Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for tuning in today and happy Monday to you all. We have a great show for you, but first, let's kick it off with some motivation. Here's the quote. If you are working on something that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. The top of the year is always a good time to reevaluate your passions, your goals, and where you see your life going. It's never good to be in a rut or be bored with your life. You always want to keep things fresh and be constant in your pursuit of the things that bring you joy. So what does that look like? It looks like being present in your life. Don't overthink or cast doubt about the things you can accomplish. So let me encourage you, keep your dreams alive, renew your focus, and set your mind on achieving the things you care about because the vision will pull you. And now I'm going to pull you into today's show. First up, I visit WBCL radio station and learn all about their show's mission and Share 2024 initiative that you can participate in. Then Blessings in a Backpack joins me in studio. And let me tell you, this is an amazing organization that helps feed the kids in our community every Friday. And later, our Best Reviews team gives us the rundown on the best products to buy for your bathroom. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by WBCL Radio. I am here at WBCL Radio, which is located in Fort Wayne, and they are a Christian radio station that focuses on spreading the good news and the gospel of Jesus Christ. And behind me, you can actually see them on air right now. I am so thrilled to learn more about their mission and initiatives. Let's do it. Joining me now is Jerry Rusk, the Development Director here at WBCL. Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
It's great. Thanks so much for being here today.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so thrilled to learn more about your organization. I think that you all have so many unique traits as a radio station, including being a nonprofit and also celebrating 48 years since you've been established, which is so great. So can you start off by sharing with us an overview about WBCL?
Absolutely. So WBCL is a commercial-free, listener-supported contemporary Christian radio station. We reach over 100,000 listeners every week through 10 signals in Northeast Indiana, Northwest and West Central Ohio, and Southern Michigan, as well as worldwide through our app and through our live stream at WBCL.org.
Yeah, that's great. Commercial-free. I mean, who wouldn't want that?
Right? Exactly.
We want the jams always. Okay, and so tell me what makes you all so unique and really sets yourself apart from other radio stations?
Sure. So we're not just music. First and foremost, we're ministry, and we can reach people where other ministries can't. From cars and homes to prisons and hospital rooms. No matter the day or time, people can tune in and be uplifted and encouraged every day. We're like family.
Yeah. And with that family, you are 100% listener supported. So what exactly does that mean?
Yes. So simply put, we can't do what we do without the support of our listeners. We receive no government funding. Taylor University owns our broadcast license, but we are not subsidized in any way by them. So whether a listener gives $5 or $50,000, every dollar makes a difference. And we, like I said, we can't do it without them.
Yeah. And how do you all go about keeping your listeners engaged and really helping them be a part of this family that you speak of?
Oh, there's so many fun ways. And that's like the best part of the job, right? Is engaging with our listeners. One of the ways that we do that is through our summer sticker stops. All summer long, we visit different cities throughout our entire listening area. We encourage listeners to come out, put a sticker on their car, get to know us a little bit, and sign up for a contest to win some great prizes. And during those stops, it gives us an opportunity to learn more about our listeners, pray with them, which that's such an amazing way to engage with them. And it's such a blessing for us us to be able to pray for them. And we know they're praying for us too. Just praying together is such a blessing to be able to do that with our listeners. And we connect with them on air. Each of our shows have regular callers that call in, and all of our listeners know who those callers are.
Really?
And they love them, and we encourage people to call the front desk, call on air, share their prayer requests with us. Any way that we can engage with listeners, we take advantage of, and we love it.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's more than just calling in to request a song. You're saying they can call in and have a conversation. They can have that prayer. They can have that connectivity with you all.
Absolutely.
Which is awesome.
It is, and that's another difference about us is we're live and local, right? So all of our talent is local. We have live DJs all day, every day, and so that enables us to engage with our listeners in a direct way.
Yeah, I love that. So we will be sure to have that phone number listed below so you all can call and do that engagement. Okay, so I want to know about Share 2024.
So Share 2024 is happening right now. People can tune in and hear amazing stories of redemption, of just being uplifted. We hear from our listeners all the time where they tuned in and they heard just the right song at the right time.
Yes.
We received a note recently, one of my favorites that really resonated with me, and they said, WBCL is so much more than a radio station. It's a lifeline. And we hear stories like that. And during Share, you can hear more stories about what WBCL has done to affect lives and change lives. And when you partner with WBCL, you become part of that change and you become a life changer.
Yeah.
It's very exciting.
And so we're actually in the room.
Yes.
The room where it happens. And people actually volunteer to take the calls and stuff. So tell me a bit more about that.
Yes. So volunteers come in and they sit at these lovely laptops and they take your call. And we even do praying for the donors that call in. And we enter all of the information into the computer, and that's how it all happens. So it's pretty amazing.
Yes. Okay. And so it sounds like it's a dual participation initiative that's happening through Share. So you have volunteers that can come in and take the calls, but also you're encouraging the audience to share their story. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. And so when someone calls in to pledge during Share, we'll ask them, is there anything that you'd like to share with our other listeners about how WBCL has affected your life? And many people do share that, so it's very exciting.
That's awesome. And how long will this run for?
So it's Monday through Friday, so all day they can call in, or they can go online anytime at WBCL.org.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jerry.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure to speak with you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and if you would like more information about WBCL Radio, we'll be sure to have their phone number and their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by WBCL Radio.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Blessings in a Backpack provides children in our community nutritious bags of food in their backpacks every Friday during the school year. This effort is to help ensure that kids have a meal over the weekend. And joining me today is Jama Ross, who is their executive director. Good morning.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes. So this initiative is just really amazing. When I was reading about it, it kind of broke my heart a little bit, looking at the statistics and thinking about that there are kids that can actually go home without food over the weekend. So I love what you all are doing. So give us an overview of your organization and your mission.
Well, and I think a lot of people in our community don't realize just how rampant hunger is. The statistic that we've gone on for a couple of years is that 70% of kids in Fort Wayne community schools are struggling with food insecurity, meaning they don't know where or when their next meal is coming from. But that's actually an outdated statistic. So with inflation and the soaring cost of groceries, we're actually looking at more of an 80%.
Wow.
In some of the schools that we're in, it's actually up to 95%. So if we can just imagine 95% of kids in a school that doesn't know when or where their next meal is coming from. So we go into schools, and once we're implemented, every Friday the kids open up their backpack, we stick a bag of food in there, and then we know that they're not going without food for the entire weekend.
Yeah. That is so great. And you all have different programs that you initiate throughout the year. So can you kind of go over them for me?
Sure. So, of course, there is our feeding program, which is every child, once we're in a school, every child gets it. So there is not like a have and haves not. There's not that stigma attached, which we think is so vital. We also have what we call Believe bags. And our Believe bags are really to fight some of the other issues that come along with just that lack of nutrition. So if you're battling food insecurity, it's directly related to mental health issues, low self-esteem, poor scholastic scores. You can't expect anybody to thrive if their basic needs aren't being met. So to kind of battle that self-esteem issue, we have something we call Believe bags. And it's when we know that children are really seeing that other kids might be getting more than them, or maybe that they need a spot at their table filled. So like Thanksgiving, Christmas, back to school, we give them a gift bag that not only has food, but also has a little extra stuff in there. And of course, a message telling them we believe in their dreams. We believe that they're valid. We believe that they're worthy. And of course, we're out here rooting for them. So it's really not only feeding the tummy, it's also feeding the soul.
Yeah, I love that. And you mentioned about it being equal. So I want to talk about that and circle back, because you said that basically anyone can get the food. So it's not an isolated experience. It's not a child feeling kind of insecure about asking for it. It's just a general program that does not discriminate.
Right. Once we're in a school, every child gets fed every Friday. Because what we've discovered in study after study is that if a child is told that this is something that creates that stigma, number one, there's several reasons why families don't sign up for assistance. I was one of those single moms that I didn't sign up for help, although I definitely could have used it. And so we don't want to create, number one, the feeling that they have to ask for help or admit that they need that kind of help, because there's many reasons why they won't, and then kids go without. Or that we separate the kids and they have to feel like, I am somebody who is lacking because I have to ask for this. Because again, studies show that kids will not eat the food if they feel like they're going to get made fun of for it. So we feel like that's just as damaging as not being fed. So it just alleviates that problem of every kid, every Friday. And I feel like if the biggest problem with the organization is that we have given kids just too much food, I can sleep at night. I can sleep at night with that, because like I said, in these schools that are in the 90 percentile, nobody's being overfed. They need every mouthful they can get.
Yes, and there are so many schools in the district of Fort Wayne. And so is Blessings in a Backpack in every single school? How do you kind of work through and placement? Are you looking for new schools to go to? What is the status?
Absolutely. So we started in 2007. We're currently in 7 schools, and it is the top, we go by the needs. So the top schools that are most food insecure, we go into. And again, because we insist that every child is fed, it takes us a little bit longer to make sure that, number one, that's sustainable, that we won't go in and have to pull it out after the kids are getting used to it, and number two, that every single child can have that. We have 3 schools that are on our waiting list, and so we're always looking for adopt a school sponsors, corporations who could come in and who can fill that need to make sure that we're consistently expanding and we're adding. So that's something that we're getting ready to add our 8th school, and ideally will be in every school, and then we can start expanding to the middle schools, the high schools, and other counties. So it's a project that I see growing very quickly.
Yes, that's amazing. And as a nonprofit organization, I'm sure it takes so much effort to try to get the food, because it's like you're feeding that many children. Where does the food come from? So I know that you have different initiatives to allow for people to volunteer, to donate, and like you said, adopt a school.
Well, we feed over 3,000 kids every weekend. So that's over 114,000 bags of food that we're able to distribute every year. And like you said, we're completely local nonprofit. So we're completely Fort Wayne. Our office space is donated. We only have 1 staff member. That's me.
Yeah.
But so that means that
Wow.
whenever someone is donating, it truly directly is going to food. It's not going to, huge overhead costs or marketing, or
Right.
it's going directly into the mouths of kids. So we're pretty fortunate in that.
Yeah, so how can people participate, donate? How do you receive support?
So I think that the best way is, number one, helping us spread awareness. So even if there's nothing that you can give monetarily, going to our Facebook, liking our page, sharing our page, just to help people realize that, number one, food insecurity is a huge issue for our kids in our community. Number two, if you go to blessingsindiana.org, you can make a donation. You can look into how you can sponsor a child for a year. A year is only $120, and that feeds a child for an entire year through our program through the weekends. You can look on how you can get part of our Blessings Society. You can look into what it takes to actually take on a school and sponsor a whole school. And we have our summer program coming up, so we're partnering with the Allen County Public Library, and we're going to be feeding throughout the summer also. So there's so many programs you could be part of. There's a lot of volunteer opportunity there also. So there's just so many ways to get involved, and all of them will make a huge impact.
Yes. And lastly, I want to mention your upcoming event at the end of this month.
Yes. At the end of February, on leap year day, we are doing an event called Murder in the Works, and it is a murder mystery kind of speakeasy 1920s, and all of that is to fund our summer program. This is a new program that we're bringing on to feed at 8 citywide locations through the summer. So all the funds that we get from this event will be going to take care of the cost of that program. And I'm happy to say that as of today, our event is sold out.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
So first year for it. If you didn't get a chance to get a ticket, you know what? Quicker on the draw next year.
Right, because it looks like so much fun. So definitely,
great.
if they just follow you on your social medias, check out your website, they can see what's coming up.
Absolutely.
All right, Jama, thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. And if you would like more information about Blessings in a Backpack, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
It's a new year, so it's time to get new bathroom accessories. January is the perfect time to give your bathroom a refresh. Olivia Horton is standing by with the top products to give your home a spa feel from consumer resource Best Reviews.
After a long day of work, kids, and endless errands, you probably want to relax and wind down. And one company has you covered with their line of personal care. Joining us now with some of the best bathroom products from Toiletry is Senior Director of Content Operations at Best Reviews, Jacob Palmer. Jacob, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm a big Happy New Year guy. I'll say it all the way to February. And I always think that for, refreshing your bathroom, making sure that you're taking care of the periodic updates you need to do, New Year's the best time of year to just take care of it.
That's true. I mean, it just kind of marks the beginning of everything, right? For the rest of the year. Set the tone. And we're going to set the tone with some bamboo for our bathroom. Isn't that right?
Yeah, and so again, these are kind of the things where maybe want something fresher, but this year what we're seeing in terms of bathroom product trends is a big turn to people wanting things made out of bamboo. It's going to be able to last longer, it's mold resistant, it won't warp, and it also looks really nice inside the bathroom as well. And I think that's an area where people are starting to apply their design-focused eye is in the bathroom and think, I want this to look a little bit nicer if I'm going to spend this time in here. So starting with the stool over there, that's great for the shower because it allows, people to be able to do different things. You can use it to step up on if you want to shave your legs or, other things. And that's a great one to start with. I personally love the bench here.
The bench.
Because it doubles up. And I'm always about function. And this is great because number one, you can use it and just keep your stuff on it. Or, if you need to be able to sit down, something like that, it's a great option for that as well. The Bath Caddy, which is kind of the, the product that everybody's talking about these days because people are really looking to kind of bring that whole experience together. The bath has never gone anywhere. It's always been popular. But recently, people want to spend time in there and really enjoy their downtime. The Bath Caddy allows you to do that and then some. You can bring in your coffee mug. It's got a spot in there for you to put your wine glass into. You can set your iPad or tablet up on this and watch some content. So if you want to set up camp in the bath, this is going to be a great product to help you do that.
Okay, that's incredible. So we love all the bamboo gear. Now heading on over right here to a fogless mirror. I think everybody needs one of these.
And we gave the fogless mirror the full Best Reviews testing lab treatment to tell you that, yeah, it does work. And what's so cool about it is its simplicity. This will mount right into your shower, and depending on where you place it, you won't even need to add water into it because it'll just come down from the shower. And the hot water getting into it is how it stays fogless.
Love that. Now, speaking of getting the job done, you have a toothbrush that does a little bit even more than getting the job done.
Yeah, and so this is the Poseidon toothbrush. But the real thing that we love here from this unit that's coming from Poseidon, that's available on Toiletry or Amazon, is the water flosser. Great for keeping the dentist off your back. You know, again, these things that you do every year, getting your teeth cleaned, you know, you want to make sure that you've got the flossing regimen taken care of.
Incredible. Okay, so we have a few more final bathroom products. What are the last couple things that we have over here?
So we've got another nose and ear trimmer, you know, another one that, you know, as people get a little bit older, you know, you might find yourself needing this. This is just solid technology that helps you kind of take care of everything. Make sure you're checking off every little detail before you head out. And then finally, you know, we've got a couple classics for the bathroom, the toilet brush and the plunger. And at the end of the day, really our one message for you is, you know, there's not any technology that's going to blow your mind here, but use this as your reminder that you should probably get a new plunger and a new toilet brush because it's that time of year and freshening up in that one way you probably won't regret.
That is so true. I like the gentle reminder. Basically, hey, everybody, this is your sign. We got to renew this heading into this year. Okay, thank you so much, Jacob. These are awesome for the bathroom, and this is definitely going to make it feel like a spa. We appreciate it. If you want to learn more or shop any of these products, you can always visit bestreviews.com or scan the QR code on the screen.
Best Reviews is owned by our parent company, Nexstar. You can find more on the products and where to buy them on WANE.com.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. And remember, you can always catch episodes of Living Local 15 and segments by going to WANE.com, downloading the WANE app, and also checking us out on our YouTube. And remember, if you are working on something that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision will pull you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.